It's downloaded long. Keith? Keith, you are next, brother. All right, so I know Keith for quite some time, and one of the things that I have learned from Keith is, obviously, when he started his career as an agent, one of the things that we already know as an agent is you're always busy, right? 365 days. You can't go anywhere. You can't spend time with family. And one of the things Keith shares that as he built the team successfully, captured back the time, very precious time. And we talk about money. Money is not important to most of us because money is just a function of things. But time and precious time with your family, your loved ones, is going to be more important. So Keith, with that.
Thank you, Joe. How about the Garrett here? I think your video, Garrett, I remember a few years back, I just talked about Garrett's videos. Do a lot of it. I used to do a lot. You went to my Facebook post back in 2014 and 15. I did a lot of videos. Simple videos like, hey, I'm a friend at this open house. Come out, take a look at me, come visit me. I have wine and cheese. And back then I used to try to entice people to come and drink with me. You know, at my open house, hey, got wine and cheese, come by, visit me, have a glass of wine with me. And believe it or not, people do tend to come. So whatever catch or hook that kind of piggyback off Garrett could do with guys, don't be afraid. Just who cares how you go and send a video after done. But with that said today is that I think Joe had me come here talking about building a team. And I'm gonna kind of take a few steps back before I kind of go back to where we go to this presentation is. For me personally was, when I first got into real estate, I remember it was very difficult for me. I was transitioning out of a full-time job, and in 2013, I told my wife, I said, hey, honey, I'm getting tired of making $50,000 a year trying to raise 3 kids, and every time every paycheck I get, I pay rent and I'm broke. I'm gonna go back to real estate. So in 2013, I decided to join, I left my full-time job and went back to real estate. And for 13 and a half months, I closed 0 deals. And I found myself in a very tight, really tight spot. Say, hey, this is supposed to be very successful. Real estate's supposed to be very easy, since I'm coming back to it. Why is it so difficult? And through those 13 months, what happened was I would go to some of these top producers, quote unquote, and when I would come to them and say, hey, can you help me? Can you show me what you're doing? Can you teach me? And believe it or not, they don't. A lot of them don't. They're like, dude, just go out there and find out clients. And I went to my manager at the time. I said, hey, I really need help. What can I do? He said, Keith, this is 2013, mid-year 2013. He printed out a list of 2,000 MODs. He said, go door knock those MODs. So I spent 8 months door knocking MODs and didn't get anywhere with it. And kind of got to the point where I was 3 months behind on rent. My landlord gave me a notice that get out of here. And I was like, dude, this is terrible. This is not how real estate's supposed to be. So fast forward, what I did was I kind of changed my outcome. Decided to, like what Joe said earlier, I gotta find a mentor. I gotta find someone that knows their stuff here in this business. Someone that's not just a typical mentor, someone that's very, very successful in this business, where I could just learn from them. So, I was fortunate enough to find a mentor, got with him, and I remember the first conversation with him was very simple. He said, I said, since you're very successful, can you teach me? He said, I'll teach you. What do you expect out of this? How about this here? I'll give you the split, right? It's 90-10. That's cool. I get 90, you get 10. No, I got 10. You got 90. On my first, pretty much taught me, literally, I said, okay, I'll do it. The guy was at the time was a $150 million producer. Now I think he's at $1 billion, right? I think he's almost at $1 billion this year, right? It's just kind of fast forward this year. But I went to him, and what he did was he taught me a few things where I'm sharing with you guys is that the first thing he taught me was the ability to understand, where do you want to be in this business? A lot of people want to get into real estate. One of the main things a lot of new agents, I know someone can practice that, they think that real estate is simple, that they can have all the time in the world. And it's one of the most easiest jobs. I show people houses, write offers, and I'm in contract, and I get paid lucratively, and I can live a good life. And everything else is just very easy. That's what a lot of the perspective of real estate is that our job is none. But if you take a step back, this is what my mentor told me. You are in the midst, imagine this as a realtor, I want you to take pride in this. You are in the middle of the single biggest transaction, financial transaction they are making in their life. And you're in the middle of it. Think about that. I mean, think about what you're doing. And a lot of times we don't take pride in that. Something's wrong, right? So with that said, he shows me, and he started teaching me. And fast forward, within 3 months from him, I did 22 transactions. Fast forward, he started teaching me a lot of stuff. Fast forward, every year I double my transaction. I went from 16, 22 to 39 to 70. Eventually, last year we did about almost 78 transactions. This year already we're at 77 transactions. We're on pace to do about 150 transactions. And that's all started out with the ability to build a team and a group. But what really transitioned me from the team was that I started getting very busy. And got to a point where I remember I came home one day. I worked literally, I'll get up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm home at 9:30 at night. I'll come home. I don't see my kids. I don't see anybody. And my son finally came to me and said, Dad, I know you're making a lot of money. You're very successful in what you're doing. Can you just come to a baseball game? I haven't seen you at any of my baseball games. And I was like, damn, I say all this success and that led me to this. And so I learned from, remember, when you're broke and when you start making money, you don't want to give up. You want to earn every penny, everything you want to continue to grind. Because the fear of being in the bottom again and being 3 months behind, that was the biggest fear of my life. And I was like, so I grind so hard for 3 straight years. Finally, my son came and said, I just want you at a baseball game on a weekend and watch me play. I said, you know something? I'm going to do that for you. And with that said, I started to build a team. I said, you know something? I need a buyer's agent. I have all these buyers I want to see houses. I just know I can handle it. So what I did was, Jimmy's right here. He's one of my closest friends in Milton. We've known each other since we were 18 years old. He's like 25 at the time. We've been together, I think we've been friends for way over 30, about 20-something years now. I went up to him and I said, hey Jimmy, I need a buyer's agent. Can you get your license come work for me? He's like, what? And by all means he did. He quit his job and came along and became my first buyer's agent. And that's how simple it is to build a team, guys, just to let you know. For those of you out here that you're start getting busy, I built my first team with hiring Jimmy. And him and I would go through and we perfected this system on building a team. So when you first build a team, one of the biggest questions I had was, why do I want to build a team? What is my end game for this team? So my biggest thing at the first time I was building a team was, my end game was I want to buy time for my family. I want to enjoy my kids' game, but yet still be there for my clients. But I need someone to help me, assist me on taking off a lot of loads off my shoulder. So along comes Jimmy, and then at the time when she came aboard, he had his license. I had like 29, almost 30 buyers. There's no way I can sense it. Handed it all over to his shoulder, took half of my load off me. And I said, hey Jimmy, you're struggling with all these buyers. So I bought another agent. Eventually, we went all the way to like, at one point in time, we had 30-something buyers agent. And then what I did was, as I built 30-something buyers agent, I didn't have no business for them. I used to hire everybody, and then people would leave, and then I didn't have a system to train these 30 agents. Remember, this is my first year to build my team. I didn't have a system to build my agent. Eventually, I came to the conclusion like, dude, this is really bad. So we teared on the whole team, got rid of everybody. I kept Jimmy left, and I said, screw this, no more team, just you and I. Okay? So now today, I want to share with you. After 6 years of building and 3 teardowns and the repeat of this team, there's a system behind when you build a team. For those who don't want to build a team right now, who wants to build a team? Seriously, I mean, who wants to buy back time for your family? So, one of the first things for you is right now is if you want to build a team, you got to ask yourself one simple question: why do I want to build a team? What are the kind of result am I getting on this team? What is my goal of this team? That's number one. Once you understand why you want to build a team, ask yourself the next question is, when the team comes, what kind of system am I going to run? Right? Is it an open house system? Is it a cold call system? Am I going to strictly doing I'm gonna have my team of online leads. Am I gonna be a Zillow Flex agent? The kind of deal. What kind of system am I gonna run? And how am I gonna generate leads for my team? Second thing is, once you establish the system that you wanna run, then you're gonna go, okay, how do I manage the system? What kind of CRMs do I have? Do you have, anything, who has a CRM here? That's good, that's kind of thing. One of the best CRM that I like to be personally, I've been to a lot, the one I like is Follow Boss. For those of you that haven't used Follow Boss, use Follow Boss by far one of the best. Follow Up Boss. By far one of the best CRMs out there. It does everything for you in terms of understanding. And the next thing is, now that you create a CRM, for those who don't understand CRM is it's a database that keeps all your clients and how you follow up, you keep tasks on it, you actually have things that you set to it. So once you have a database for all your leads, just remember that you're building a team, you build a business. Okay guys, for those of you out there, you're not just building something that, hey, I want to be an agent, hire 5, 6 agents, I'm a boss. No, you're building a business that you need to sustain on the long run. So now, once you have a CRM, the next question you have to ask you is that, what kind of training are you going to provide your team, right? So how are you going to train them? If you bring 2, 3 agents on board, how does the first 90 days look like? Ask yourself that question. Am I going to build a team? How does the first 90 days, what am I supposed to teach this new agent, like how my mentor taught me, so I can be successful? A lot of you guys will sit here and go, hey, I'm just gonna give them leads and hopefully, they survive off of that. I mean, that works the first few months. And then what? Does it make sense? So have a system, like lead systems like this here. Online leads, right? You have your cancel expired development 7 leads. You have your Zillow leads, and you have your personal COI, open house leads. So you have to pick a kind of lead source to work on those so you can give it to your team. And the next thing you want to do is, once you have all the lead source come through, is you have to sit here and go, okay, now that all this is said and done, how do I start? Okay, so I'm going to kind of go through a quick system. This is every new agent I hire on, I show them this. This is a little quick thing of what my system looks like. You guys don't have to copy it, it's up to you. You want it, I'll send you a copy of it. So, close report, here. So, kind of going through my bias, going through my Vong group open house system. So one of the quickest things that we do here with our system is that one of the big things I work with my team is I teach them how to kind of, if you look at everything here, is how to convert leads, generate leads, and cultivate leads. Okay? When building a team, this is one of the most important things. I don't care what you guys do here. I'm telling you guys that if you're gonna build a team, you need to learn how to teach this. If you can't teach this, and you yourself can't do this, you can't build a team. Okay? One of the key factors is, first and foremost is how do you generate leads? Right? So when you have a new team members, you gotta teach them how to generate leads, you gotta have a plan, like what Joe said. You can't do anything here without a plan. I always tell all my agents, right? Whatever your mind, right, can believe, right, and conceive, you will succeed. That's one of the biggest things here. So with a plan here, so every day when you sit down, you gotta have a plan with you guys. For you personally, if you're building a team, say, hey, what is the plan? This is the plan that you need to do. Teach them how to fill up the pipeline, and you gotta make it easier for them. When you bring new agents on, or you bring other agents on that are struggling in this business, your system gotta be very simple. It can't be complex. Don't have someone come in here. I've seen some of these companies bring around here and say, hey, I'm gonna bring you onto the team. I have this CMM, I have this CRM I need to teach. I have all these resources I have to teach. I have all this coaching I gotta teach. I have all this video you gotta teach. That's just too much crap. If someone's coming to you that's struggling, they need money. You gotta find a way to teach them how to make money, and make money quickly and rapidly. And another reason why I chose my open house system is that's by far the easiest lead source anyways. I mean, believe it or not, if you don't have any single leads right now, you're struggling in this business, standing at an open house all day for the rest of the day, from Saturday to Sunday, and allow all these buyers to come through and neighbors to come through, you're gonna generate some. Right? It's 52 weeks. That's a lot of open houses to do to get leads. And like Joe said, you just need to close 15 deals, right? That's just 50 some open house, just trying to get one lead a day. Simple as that. So you gotta make it easier for you. Once you make it easier, you gotta teach them how to convert the leads. A lot of times what I did with my first 13 months, the reason I struggled was I didn't understand this process. I didn't know how to generate leads. I didn't know how to convert leads. Like what to say really matters, at open house. Because guess Gary said, get something that's catchy, a hook. Walk through my open house, what did I say? I specialize in off-market listings. I got other listings that agents don't have. How can I help you? Right? And a lot of things is that in terms of distance-wise, I think I use a phrase that I teach my team called LP Mama. It was like, what the hell is LP Mama? Location, price, right? No, it's location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, appointments. Remember this, if you understand LP Mama, then no matter what within the conversation you have with anyone, imagine your prospect. I'm talking to Joe, hey Joe, right? Think this is kind of quick role play. Just learn this is what I teach my team. Hey Joe, you're looking to buy it in terms of what location you can buy it.
Location I can afford.
Okay, right? And what's B? What price range? Million. Joe and I start talking about how great this neighborhood is, blah, 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 and come back to us and say, okay, do you currently own or rent? You rent, so it's motivation. You're on a 1 month lease or 3 month lease or a yearly lease? 6 month lease. Can you break that lease if I find you a dream home? Motivation is it. Right? And next ask them. And next thing ask them, are you currently working with any agents?
No.
Say yes.
Oh, yes.
Do you have a buyer broker agreement with them?
No.
Right. You see what I mean? Agents. And next thing else, have you been pre-approved? If not, call Joe. Ask Joe. I send all I'm not like guys. Another thing is when you're building a team, you're teaching a team how to build a team. All agents need to have a lending partner. They are your right-hand man. I call my assassins. Every lease I need, call Joe. When they call Joe, the chance of working with me is almost really high. Because you know why? They finally call somebody you refer. Right? So when they call Joe, just hey Keith, that's what they call me. Say, oh, great. So now follow up. If they don't call Joe, it is what it is. Next. And coming down to, I'm not going to finish the script. Going down to it, you got to teach them what to say. It's the most important thing to convert leads. And after that, to cultivate, building, that's where the CRM comes in. We'll go into more process. Going to it is to generate, it's very simple. This is what I teach my guys when they come through. I say, look, this is what you need to do to generate leads. Flyers, door knocks, sign calls, sell by owners coming soon, circle dialing, follow up Instagram videos, role play, scripts. Scripts is one of the most important things, guys. You need to master your script. Everyone should have a script, right? So when to be successful in this business, everything's scripted. My open house is scripted. When I talk to a buyer, it's scripted. When I talk to agents, it's scripted. Everything's very scripted, but it becomes very natural. The more you practice, the more it comes. Next one is power hour. I have a thing that I teach my team. It's called 3-hour workday. How many of you like to work 3 hours a day and be very successful? Right? Want me to teach you guys?
Yeah.
Right? It's very simple. 1 hour planning, 1 hour power hour, 1 hour marketing every day. I do it for 90 days and give me a call and tell me you failed. 1 hour planning. Your planning is what you'll do the next hour. 1 hour to execute it, and 1 hour to send marketing. Marketing is very simple, right? Go on social media, like what Gary said, do your videos, send it out, there you go, use your marketing.
Every day.
Do it every day. You're open for business. Remember, you or yourself is the business that you're open for. So if you're open for only 3 hours a day, there goes your day. Every day, my team kind of knows too when I come in to work. When I come into work, my goal is to set 1 appointment a day. If I set my first appointment within the first 5 minutes, I'm going home. I'm going home. I don't need that many appointments. I just need 1 appointment a day, right? If you work 200 days a year, that's 200 appointments. I mean, count your ratio. You suck, you only close 10%. You still do 10 deals. You're pretty good, you're 25%. Just think about that, right? That's 20 deals, 200 appointments. Things like that. So power hours very important. Weekdays, open house. I know a lot of people say, hey, open house is on the weekends. Why can't it be a weekdays on the key row and story during traffic hour between 5 to 7 in front of the cemetery.
Yeah.
Why can't you do open house on weekdays? Why? Like what Joe said, your open house sign is your branding. If you're gonna open for 3 hours, for those who say, oh, I'm so busy the rest of the day, okay, fine, don't work. I want you guys to wake up every morning, don't work. Your work starts at 5 o'clock, because you have to put out open house signs. And it ends at 7, 8 o'clock. Every day, do an open house. You just need one person to walk in, every day. For 365 days, every day, you work for 3 hours, one person walking, that's 365 people that came, buyers or sellers that came to your house. And you suck really bad in this real estate, you can only close 10%, that's 36 deals. You suck really well, you're so horrible, you can only close 5%, there goes. That's still your 16 deals. However you want to look at it. 2 appointments a day, I kind of scratch, I said 1 now. And I tell my team a lot, when you first start off in this business, you have 2 ways. It's either check equity or sweat equity, right? For those of you who wants to make, stay here, who wants to make about $500 a day? Unlimited. Seriously, I can teach you how to make $500 a day, right? Drop 1,000 flyers. Drop 1,000 flyers a day, you make $500 a day, you reinvest that $500 back to yourself. Right? Tell me that the equity that you invest back in yourself is not successful. You see, what I'm sharing with you guys now is a system that I built to build a team. You can't have a team if you don't have this kind of system to build. Your system might look different than mine, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, kind of talking to you guys here is, I think, kind of want to show you guys is that at the end of the day, for those of you that are looking here to build a team, you gotta have these things in place. You gotta be able to teach these things in place, and you need to understand how these things takes place, right? Want to be successful in this business? Learn all this. Seriously, do all this. If you can do all this, come back to me in 90 days and say you failed, guess what? That's it. Make a bet with me. If you do this every day, and do your 3 hours every day, and you can't close a deal, shoot, Joe, I'll write him a check for $20,000. You can show proof to me every day in court that you did all this stuff. But I don't need to say that kind of thing. The reason he goes, why do I need to reassure you that this is going to work? Why do I need to reassure you, give you $20,000 and say this is going to work when you yourself can invest this thing in yourself? It's like at the end of the day, no matter what you do in this business, that's what I tell the team all the time, no matter what you do in this business, you can be a one-trick pony and be very successful. Can make calls? No problem. Have someone make your calls for you. Split the commission 50-50. Right? Can't close? Hire someone that can close. Find someone. Everyone in this business, remember this is where, I think one of the biggest issue in our industry is scarcity. Scarcity scares people. When I first got into this business, the reason I worked so hard was scarcity. Try to embrace, right? Try to embrace abundance. I dare you guys. Have a lead, have multiple buyers, give one to another agent, 50-50 with them. 25% commission, whatever it is, I dare you. And see how rewarding your life becomes, how quickly money comes in. And how quickly your business grows, and how quickly you can proceed on living your life. Like I see a lot of people here, they want to make $1 million. You can make $1 million a year, or you can make $1 million in 10 years. It's all within your grasp. Right? And too many times, it's all right here. I'm so glad that Joe brought this thing together and started sharing these ideas with you, because a lot of times we tend to come to these seminars and we listen to a lot of things, and we will execute it the first week and then we drop dead. And then we find something new and we complain, this system doesn't work. Any system will work. Any system will work in this business. This is my 6-step system. It's everything from my business. I told you guys when I first built a team, I didn't choose to make open house. I didn't choose anything. I choose to start with open house. Everything comes to my open house. My whole goal when I do an open house is to drive people to my open house so I can talk to them. Think about this, right? You're sitting here, you're like, hey, some kid, I'm doing well. Why not do better? So pretty much our system is very simple. It starts off with an open house. Within the open house, we do the 500 flyers, 250 to 500 flyers, invite people to the open house. We do the circle down and say, hey, dear neighbor, we're currently holding an open house Saturday, Sunday from 1 to 4. We'd love to invite you on behalf of myself. We'd invite you to open house. If you have any questions, come by, ask a question. We always call orders for sale by owners, expired list, and cancel list, and withdrawals. As I talk really fast, I'm trying to finish this. Coming soon and off markets. We always call those things on next to rental open house. So I just want to know who's sold, who wants to sell. So remember I told you that one question, what do you specialize in? I specialize in off markets. Off markets is that list right there. 25 signs, you know, if my previous mentor was here, he'll probably kick me in the rear. He wants you to put 100 signs out. Okay? 100 signs takes about 2 hours to put out. They put out properly. Okay? And then the 2 appointments. So every time when you do an open house, if you don't have your end game of trying to get 2-3 appointments for your team, you're struggling. You see this? Once again, what I'm sharing with you right now is if you build a team, you gotta have a system. This is what a system is all about. So if you don't have something similar to this or something close to this, and you wanna build a team, you might wanna take a step back and kind of look into those things, right? But this is what I was good at. I built a system around it. If you're good at something else in real estate, like what Joe said, you're good with commercials or light industrial, hotels, then build a system on how to get those leads. Teach other people how to get those leads, okay? One of the biggest fear factor of building a team, they're gonna leave me. I'm gonna teach them everything, and they're gonna leave me. I was very fearful my first few years building teams, because I would teach these people that they became rock stars, and they would leave and they hurt, and damn, I just taught them everything, now they can compete against me. But after a while, you know what really changed my outcome is my kids play sports. And I have a little 12-year-old. I remember I was talking to the coach. I said, Coach, I'm paying you $1,200 a month for you to teach my son, where he just went to a camp. I paid $250. He's learning all these things. What are you doing? He goes, this is exactly what the coach said to me. If I teach you everything in the first week, you would have left. You won't pay me. So that's like why. And then I said, son, I can't do that in real estate. I'm gonna remove that scarcity out of my mind. I'm gonna embrace it. Everyone who comes to my team, I wanna teach you everything. My job is to make sure you leave me in 2 or 3 years. If you can leave early, leave me. I wanna give you everything. I'm not gonna slow drip you. I'll give you the full dose, take everything you need to learn, run it, and go. And when you build a team and you're teaching this, look, I'm showing you what helped me create a $100 million business. Right here, this is the blueprint. Why am I sharing it? Why am I giving it up? Because I'm not scared. Because after everyone in this room, maybe 2 years to do it. And the 2 that did it, one's gonna quit 6 months from now, not doing this. And they don't want to say the system sucks, doesn't work. Seriously. But yet, year after year, I double my business building the system. I'll improve on it, I'll add to it as time went through. This system was dead in the water during COVID. What did I do? Remember, I built my whole business the past 6 years on this system, and COVID hit. I was freaked out. I was like, I can't do open house. I'm broke. Honey, how much money I have in the bank? You see what I mean? But I wasn't scared. I built another system, and now, which we'll elaborate later on, but I built another system during COVID, and then now it's probably one of the most successful systems I have. Left alone, each step, you see how every the 6th step, I have systems for everything. So, in every system, there are tools. Like any farming, there are tools. Okay? To the left of it, the reason I'm part of Intero, guys, I'm not trying to promote Intero, I'm very transparent. I love working with Interos that they have systems that are already in place, basic system, not advanced, basic system that can help any new agents that want to work, that doesn't need to build a team, doesn't want to join a team, whatever. They can go through this. They actually offer, they offer the Moxie work, they offer the Spacio, they offer, Sysem, they offer Real Scout, etc. On the left side is what I added for my team, in terms of adding Vong 7 for expired listing, my follow-ups, my CRM, Realtor.com leads, Truder leads, Zillow leads, Ylopo is probably by far one of the best systems that we had, which I'm going to re-implement it because of the COVID. I'm still in the midst of trying to get a contract with it, but those of you who don't understand who Ylopo is, Ylopo is artificial digital intelligence that will text your client and say, hey, Joe, this is Ada, Key wanted me to reach out to you, see how life is going. You're still interested in buying a house. You'll see the whole texture thing. Wallopo is one of the best systems. Slide mouse casting. For those of you, like, you know what Gary said, go on there and go online and try to hit 1,000 people. Imagine uploading 1,000 people's voicemail and say, dear neighbor, I'm doing open house on ABC Banana Street. You know, I would like to invite you. Bam, fly broadcasting, everyone gets it. Gets your voicemail, you know. Facts and trends, you know, those of you that you don't understand where this real estate market is heading. So these things that you gotta add to your system, to your tools, to et cetera. Left alone, and kind of just going through things, like, you know, things that you offer, like, you know, for example, like, you know, things like how to convert leads, you know, magic number 360, 90, things like that you had to teach, you know, scripts. Those of you that talk about mom, LP mama. I'm gonna kind of leave it here in terms of building. What I just showed you was a system that was put together, 6 years to put together, eventually became a very good system. You guys wanna copy it, send this thing to you, copy and paste. The beauty of this business is to, I call it R&D, rip off and develop for yourself. Is stop trying to reinvent the wheel. There's so many great realtors out there that you learn from, and believe it or not, if you call them, they will help you. They don't want anything back, right? They don't want anything back from you. They don't want nothing to do with you. But you give them a call, say, hey, how did you do that? They'll teach you. And you just gotta learn, and guess what? And give back. If someone else reach out to you, hey, I don't think you're very successful, how do you do that? Continue to give back, continue to teach. But with that said, yeah, you see how just little other things I'm gonna check out. With that said, so coming down to building a team, I think when it really comes down to it, the whole point of this is that when you want to build your team, you gotta build your team to your personality. And why, you know, it really comes down to this first question I asked you, why do you want to build a team? My whole purpose is to buy back time. My purpose is to spend more time with my family, but yet alone, I'm still here for my business. You know, at the end of the day, you know, when it comes down to it, our business is very simple. Every day, if your goal is to help one family at a time, what more do you need to do? Think about this, if you're really truly trying to help a family, and not trying to help yourself with your paycheck or your pocket, if you're truly trying to help somebody, and you don't expect anything out of it, doesn't that sound a little better than what we do? And then when we do help somebody, we get paid very, very lucratively in our business. Like what Joe said, we get paid more than doctors. God knows, I think our job, outside of being an athlete, we got one of the best paying jobs. You know, and I love what I do. I don't think I go to work every day. I think I come to work and I just want to help my guys grow and help my team grow. And they meet people like great people like yourself and like Joe, and I just love this business. And you know, I'm a part of your way with your statement word is try not to redefine who you are and just be yourself. I don't care what people say about me. You know, like they'll say negative things. Who cares what they say? Right? Imagine this here. If you don't care and you just do you, is it gonna affect you? Right? Oh, Keith is an A. Good. Yeah, really? But to someone else, you're not. He goes, get over yourself. You're not that special. You're not that important. Even Jesus Christ has haters.
Oh my goodness.
After the people in the world I hate. Just telling you, he has haters. They kill him for it. Just kind of want to share it to you. You're not that important. So with that mindset going on your mind, you should be very successful in this business, because if you let the outside source dump garbage into your mind, you're never going to be successful in this business. You can continue to fail. With that said, thank you guys, and I appreciate everyone there.
And Keith,